Hello everyone. In today's coding session, we are going to solve the max area of island problem. This is a classic question that appears frequently in technical interviews and is an excellent way to practice graph traversal algorithms. Let's first understand what we are trying to solve. We are given a binary grid, which is essentially a matrix filled with zeros and ones. In this grid, a 1 represents land and a 0 represents water. An island is defined as a group of ones that are connected either vertically or horizontally. Our specific goal here is to calculate the area of the largest island in the entire grid. The area is simply the count of connected ones. Here is a visual representation to make it clearer. We have a grid with islands of various sizes. Some might be just a single cell, while others are larger connected blobs. We need to look at every single island, count how many cells it occupies, and then return the maximum number we find. In this example, the largest island has an area of 6. A crucial rule in this problem is how we define connected. We use four-directional connectivity. This means a cell is connected to its neighbors directly above, below, to the left, or to the right. We do not count diagonal neighbors as connected. This distinction is important because it simplifies which cells we need to check from any given point. To solve this, we can break our approach down into 3 simple steps. First, we iterate through every cell in the grid. Second, whenever we encounter a piece of land that we haven't visited yet, we trigger a traversal process, like depth-first search, to explore that entire island. Third, as we traverse, we measure the size of that island and compare it to the largest one we have seen so far. Let's look at the logic for depth-first search, or DFS. We can write a recursive function that takes a row and a column index. If the current position is out of bounds or is water, we return 0. If it is land, we mark it as visited so we don't count it twice. Then, we return 1 for the current cell, plus the results of recursively calling the function on all 4 neighbors. There is a common pitfall here. If we don't mark cells as visited, our algorithm will bounce back and forth between 2 adjacent land cells forever, causing an infinite loop or a stack overflow. To fix this, we must track where we have been. An efficient way to do this without using extra memory is to modify the input grid directly, changing visited ones into zeros to sync the island as we count it. Here is how the code comes together. We have a main loop that scans the grid. When it finds a 1, it calls our DFS function. The DFS function handles the boundary checks, syncs the land by turning it to 0, and recursively sums up the area of the 4 neighbors. We keep a running maximum variable to track the largest area returned by these DFS calls. For complexity, the time complexity is big O of R times C, where R is rows and C is columns. This is because we visit each cell at most a constant number of times. The space complexity is also big O of R times C in the worst case, because if the entire grid is one giant island, our recursion stack will grow to the size of the grid. To wrap up, remember that grid problems can often be modeled as graphs. Using depth-first search is a natural fit for finding connected components. Always remember to handle your visited states to prevent infinite loops, and consider modifying the grid in place to optimize space usage. That covers the max area of island problem.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.